I have a confession to make. I was playing some Dead Rising 4, prepping for that review, playing some Steep, prepping for that review. I saw that you did a playthrough and a discussion of the X-Wing VR mission on your channel, Happy Console Gamer channel, and I started watching that, and it got me so damn excited. I stopped everything, installed Battlefront again, downloaded the X-Wing VR thing, and lost my shit playing this game. What did you think of this?
That's so funny that you saw my thing before.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were playing it about the same time.
I knew it was coming,
Of course
but
you
I
did, yeah.
kind of prioritized the bigger games that I had to get to.
Oh
But
my
everything got pushed out of the way, and I threw this sucker in. I streamed some of it, was losing my mind in front of people. What did you think of this thing?
It's funny. I finished my playthrough. I got the video up, and then I guess you were playing it. I was watching you live stream it, and then I saw your tweet right afterwards, and your tweet was legendary. If this was like a full game, it'd be Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And that's so crazy because I was in the other room with my wife, and I'm like, this is like Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I honestly, this is going to sound so cheesy, but when I was playing this game, when I got to the Star Destroyer, there was a little tear under the visor.
It doesn't sound cheesy.
Oh, it was incredible.
And it's not just the graphics, it's not just the world building that they've done for us, the TIE fighter zipping by, and the beautiful audio. It's also the story that they created for us. We're actually playing a rookie pilot, and he's sort of thrust into this pretty dangerous mission. He has to save the ship from Rogue One.
He's kind of the underdog type of thing in the mission,
And K2SO, the guy that Alan Tudyk is playing in the movie, the robot, he is in, he's doing voiceovers, and he's so funny. I was laughing authentically and legitimately, and I was just entertained, man.
Totally entertained.
Top to bottom, entertained by this
I want
thing.
a full entire game of this. And you know what? Put pod racing in for the next scene.
Yes.
I don't care what you do. This was
AT-ATs, man. They
and
have an AT-AT at the beginning of the thing, and we're in the snow. We need AT-ATs.
it starts off, and I'm like, okay, we're about to play this, and to be honest with you, I went in with low expectations.
Me too.
You know, I played Eve Valkyrie, and it was okay.
I love Eve Valkyrie.
Yeah,
I'm a fan for that stuff, though, man. I've been playing
yeah.
these sort of space games since Star Raiders on the
Yeah.
Atari 2600, and I've been wanting to journey into space in a VR kind of thing forever. So Eve Valkyrie scratches that itch.
It scratches it, yeah.
Yeah, and I know that Elite Dangerous is on Vive and Rift, and I haven't played that. People keep telling me that it's amazing.
And
I
the
gotta
Infinite
get that.
Warfare,
That
VR.
was lame.
That was lame.
Yes.
Yeah. So I went in with low expectations, and so I'm sitting there. I'm like, put on the VR helmet. I'm like, it's just going to be a space flight simulator.
Yeah.
I might enjoy it, but how is it going to be? It starts off with a freaking AT-AT. And put it this way, you have to look up, and you're like, this is the size of what an AT-AT would be, and that's what you have to understand in virtual reality. When there's an AT-AT, it's there.
Yeah.
And it's walking past you. You're like stepping back a little bit. And then all of a sudden, you're right next to your X-Wing. And isn't
Yeah.
that the most incredible feeling?
Yes.
Being able to look around. It's like you're on the set
Yeah.
of a new Star Wars
and
movie.
the echo that they create while you're in this big
Yes.
white sort of vacuum, and you've got this. It's
Yeah, I
so
know.
brilliant. The
Brilliant.
audio in Battlefront, I mean, it's been winning awards and recognition, and it's so justified. It's one of the DICE in general with audio.
Yeah.
Like they're a visual powerhouse, but the audio team is amazing over there.
Yes.
And when you are. Because you put the headset thing and you put the earplugs in, it's got the microphone, and you start chatting. And I was chatting because I was streaming it through my first playthrough, and you could hear your echo in the room. Talk about just full immersion and full sort of believing what's happening. You know?
were there, like
Yeah.
that moment when it goes dark, you're in your X-Wing, and all of a sudden you're in space, you're in the cockpit, and
Yeah.
you're looking around, you're like, I am in Star Wars finally.
Yes.
And I
Finally.
finally.
Yeah.
You played every single Star Wars game.
Everyone, and
so have I.
like BattlePod. I love
Yep.
that thing in the arcade. It's super cool. I still think that a VR version of the old Star Wars arcade game.
Oh, would be great.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yes, I was thinking
Oh,
that too. The Death,
Yeah.
the Death Star trench run. That
and
would be
vector
great.
graphics. Wouldn't that be so good? It'd be like Res, man. It would be
Yeah.
so great. I would
Yeah.
love that. But yeah, I played them all, and I just feel like this is it. This is sort of crystallizing. I mean, they created a whole advertising platform around PlayStation VR, jumping into an X-Wing and all that.
Yeah.
And this isn't enough. That's the challenge, right? You only get 15 minutes. It's free, thankfully.
I know, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's so short," but understand. I have to say the understand. It's incredible that 15 minutes is better than some 40-hour games.
Absolutely, and it also it's the underline on why VR works and why it matters and why it's worth the money and why people should be investing in more content like this. I think it's the vehicle-based experiences that are selling this so well. When you have to pilot a craft, and I could, the idea of doing this with Titanfall would be just so
Oh my God.
nuts, right?
Yeah,
You know?
and it depends on the developer because there's a lot of PlayStation VR games I've said that the graphics look a little muddy, a little soft.
Yeah.
But it depends on the developer. Like Arkham, VR was
looks
like,
amazing.
oh my God, look
Yeah.
what they can do with this
Yeah.
on PlayStation VR. And then all of a sudden you see Battlefront, you see Rogue One,
Yeah.
you're in the X-wing, and you're like, the graphics when you're in all around all the Rebel ships, and you see the detail as you're flying by, you're like,
Yeah.
look at this. And
Were you trying to look in the cockpits when you were flying by
I was
there?
trying to do everything.
I,
Man.
I was
Oh.
like, but you can't see that. That's the next level, I think, of VR. Is you can see people talking inside
Yeah.
of cockpits and stuff.
Oh,
That
that's
was great.
and you can play with your friends. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that is the future. I swear to God.
Yeah.
But the one thing that has to be said here is the controls are beautiful.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
They're really beautiful.
You just use the regular DualShock controller, and it handles wonderfully, and targeting. It's very analogous to the core dogfighting mode of the fighter squadron mode of Battlefront, anyways, which
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you played of that.
I did.
but
I did.
I
Put a
love
lot.
that.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite mode in the game, which is a bit weird because everybody loves the first-person shooter stuff. But I'm a big aerial
Yeah, I
dogfight guy.
want to be flying around in a Millennium Falcon.
I
or
miss
something. Yeah.
Crimson Skies,
Yeah.
man, and I
Yeah.
really hope that Xbox next year, looks at the success of this and goes, well, Crimson Skies is back
Yeah.
on Oculus, on Xbox One and PC. I mean, that would be boom, a huge announcement at E3 next year. But also, we need this
Yeah.
whole thing, Star Wars Flight, let us pilot everything. Let us pilot the U-wings, the TIE fighters, the land speeders, the speeder, everything. man.
Everything. I want to try it all.
Yeah.
What was it like when the Star Destroyer showed up? I watched your stream, so I know.
Yeah.
But tell me internally, what were you like? Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit, I am flying over a Star Destroyer. I can't
know.
believe it. I'm blasting away at different
Yeah.
things. Like, they get you to target a specific point and shoot a photon torpedo. There's some predictability, and there's some corners cut. That they could just amp all of this and add more intricate detail and more value and more finesse.
works.
But all of this is proven out. And in fact, it's like, we would easily pay $2-3 at an arcade for an experience of this
Absolutely,
caliber.
yeah.
And it's about that amount of time. And for DICE and EA to just deliver that for free, it's suddenly, and also all of this DLC that's happened with Battlefront this year, like the Death Star stuff and the Rogue One stuff and the Bespin stuff. Pretty phenomenal product at this point, even though it's all multiplayer. It's an amazing game. It's a beautiful
They get
homage
Star Wars.
to Star Wars.
Yeah, they're doing it well.
Yeah,
They're doing it well.
Totally.
Seasons Pass is, obviously polarizing for a lot of people.
It is.
But this experience is incredible, and it's free.
Yeah, and at this point, because we probably won't get a Battlefront 2, I would suspect, until Episode 8 comes out at the end of 2017.
Yeah, they're working on it now, more
Yeah.
than probable, yeah.
So, but now is when all the deals will start happening with Battlefront collected with all of its DLC. Now's the time to jump in, because a lot of people are still going to be playing this thing. And if you have PSVR, drop everything and download this thing immediately.
Without question.
Yeah.
I can't explain enough when you're in an X-Wing and you're in the X-Wing, please take this into consideration,
Yeah.
and you're flying around a Star Destroyer, you're actually doing it.
Yes.
It's not like 2D graphics or it's not like the regular Battlefront combat missions. You're actually doing it.
Yeah,
I can't say that enough.
And you can totally, you have full maneuverability. You can go to the edge of the screen and it says go back to the battle and that stuff. Like it's not
Sure,
full open
yeah.
world, but holy crap, this is amazing. And please, DICE, please, EA, do what you can. Get us more.
More of it.
I mean, you got us hooked. We want the whole meal deal now, right?
I want as much Star Wars in VR as humanly possible.
What do you give the VR mission for Battlefront?
A 9 out of 10. It would be a 10 out of 10 if it was a full game. I loved it. I
Yes.
loved every minute of it.
I like your logic there. It gets
Yeah.
a 9 from me as well. The biggest complaint is we want more. That's a good complaint. Hey, thanks for checking out that video on our EPN channel. It's just one small part of the things that we make around here. So if you liked it, don't forget to check out some of our other vids and hit that subscribe button.